complete devastation.
All their possessions are covered in water and mud. Everything they hold dear has been taken away in a wall of water.
Everything, including human life. Missing since Monday, Eugowra local Diane Smith's body has been found today. A crushing loss for a close-knit community reeling from flash floods.
We got inside, the first wave hit to our knees, second wave hit to our chest. I know that, and Forbes is copying it. They're a bigger town, but don't forget us.
Eugowra grappling with the aftermath of a water wall which inundated 90% of the town.
It's like a tornado's ripped through. We kind of thought that this was going to be bad, but yeah, it's not. Way worse than what we expected.
Towns of Hay and Maud now under threat from a rising Murrumbidgee River. The spilling Wyangala Dam slowed, but not enough to stop the Lachlan River from swallowing whole areas around parks and carving flood-weary Forbes apart. For a community in the midst of a large-scale emergency, this is all operating remarkably smoothly. Forbes itself is divided by the floodwaters, and these punts put on by the SES are moving people back and forth. The CBD, the hospital over that side, and people are moving about. They'll take every man, woman, dog, billy goat and Shetland pony. This almost biblical display of animals on boats amid floods was not lost on Sister Kathleen, a consecrated hermit brought out of her life of prayer to respond to the floods.
When we're needed, we come out into the world. As tragic as it is, to see and to listen, as I have this morning, those things are so precious.
Even if these floods aren't quite of biblical proportions, they are about as big as they get here. The record flood level from 1952 was 10.8 metres. Back then, Vince stood here as a 13-year-old schoolboy.
Where we're standing now, we're getting wet feet.
He reckons it hasn't quite reached the same level yet, and official figures say the same. That 70-year flood peak now expected tomorrow. You grew up here, I think. How many times have you seen it like this?
This size? No, we get little floods here and there, but yeah, nothing like this. And yeah, not good, but pretty good community, so we'll do what we can and get back to it.
And we cross live to Hamish, who's standing by in Forbes. Hamish, the CBD, the hospital, they've become an island in the middle of Forbes. How are locals navigating that?
Yeah, Carrie, team, that island is actually just over there. This is where effectively the town is divided. On the other side of those waters, the CBD, a bit further along the hospital. And this afternoon we jumped on one of those punts as they went to do the shift changeover for the hospital. A group of nurses jumping on, a new nurse, in fact, the woman that runs the theatres there, because they need to have obstetrics up and running overnight. She was arriving. She just got back from a holiday in Fiji. She said, I was on a boat to get off Fiji. I've had to get on a boat to come back to work. She had a couple of crates of milk with her as well. Everyone is doing everything they can here right now to pitch in. You saw the pictures of the animals being brought in to safety as well. There's a hive of activity at all of the access points around Forbes at the moment as people try and get themselves and their belongings to safety, but also to keep the place up and running for those stranded on the other side.
Well, the peak expected today is now predicted for tomorrow. Is that extra time being put towards preparation?
Yeah, it certainly is, Rach. So at the moment, the Bureau is saying that it'll peak overnight into the morning, probably a bit higher than where it is right now. And to give you a sense, actually, of how rapidly it's all changing, we've witnessed these waters come up a little bit over the last couple of hours. But the thing that really has changed is that water has started moving much more quickly. And talking to some of the locals, they said that that's a real hallmark of the floods here. It's not like those flash flooding scenarios that we've seen in so many other parts of Australia this year. The water levels tend to rise fairly slowly here and then take a lot longer to dissipate. But if they do reach those 1952 levels, it won't be just this community impacted. Hundreds of homes west of here, south of here and east as well.
Right, Haim, we'll have to leave it there. Stay safe.